Hey, my friends, welcome to the Dallas Daily Show coming at you. This whole week, we have been talking about lessons I have learned from dog training. Today is part 4 of that conversation, and it is the Dog Enrichment Formula. All right, let's just get into the conversation. So, all week, my friends, we've been talking about this idea of the training effect on our dogs. I've been using lessons that I've learned from our new dog trainer for our dog Pepper that we got just 8 weeks ago, something like that. I don't know. It's on a calendar somewhere. And I know I've said it a lot, but she's just the cutest little thing. She's a corgi-poo, a corgi poodle mix. But this training effect, there's something about repetition, right? There's something about the relationships that we're building that lead to amazing results. And so this sort of dog training, as we've looked at how it applies to our lives, we have to emphasize this idea of practice. On Monday, we talked about this idea of consistency. On Tuesday, we talked about this idea of simplicity. Then yesterday, we talked about the instincts that people have. Now, today, we're going to talk about this dog enrichment formula. I loved when our trainer talked about this. So, our trainer said, and I think yesterday we talked about this idea of how your dog has been bred to do certain things. All of these things of roaming and tracking and chasing or catch, kill, dissect, right? Or protecting territory. All of these things come from the wolf. And depending on the breed of the dog, depends on what they were bred to do. Hunting dogs, chasing dogs, racing dogs, etc. They tap into emphasizing one of the strengths of the wolf to get the result that you want. And one of the things that our trainer said was when you engage to enrich your dog's life, you actually have to engage with them in a way that they were bred, because that speaks a kindness to them as well. And so specifically, and you're gonna laugh at this, but specifically the trainer said there are 4 ways that you can enrich your dog's life: body, mind, spirit, and relationship. That sounds interesting. Body, mind, spirit, and relationship. The spirit of the animal, right? The relationship with you, their mind to get them problem solving, as well as their body. So your dog doesn't just need exercise, they need enrichment. But let's just go to our future you self and the template we always talk about here on the podcast and in our trainings and things like that, the future you 5-day. I talk about 4 areas of your life: spiritual, physical, relational, and professional in this particular case. The way that you stimulate your world and build your world. That could be mind, right? So spiritual, body, mind, spirit, relationship for a dog, spiritual. That kind of lines up. Physical, body, mind, body. Okay, that kind of lines up, right? Right? Mind, okay. Professional, the way you're developing, the way your entrepreneurial self is developing, your creative self, your professional financial self. Okay, those kind of line up together, right? Relationship, oh, look at that. Spiritual, physical, relational. That's our number 3. Maybe, just maybe, that the dog enrichment formula works for humans just as well. See, with the dog, we're doing things like we're doing scatter feeding, and we're doing puzzles for her to figure out to do the dissection part of the wolf, that catch, kill, dissect. We do little puzzle games for her so she can figure stuff out with her mind, and we give her like there's a piece of clothing that she has just owned, and she just tears that thing apart, right? We get her outside to not only do the physical exercising, but also one of her favorite things in the evening is to track. Her little nose is going 100 miles an hour, and she puts that front paw up and she looks over, and her little corgi style ears pop up, and she's like listening and looking and smelling, right? We are finding ways to build her up in her body with the physical exercise, in her mind with puzzles and games, in her spirit, right? Again, those things inside of her that enrich her as far as what are some of the things that you can do that they say the way to enrich a dog is to do something, and this is a quote from our trainer, is to do something they were genetically made for. So spiritually, we're giving to our dog by fulfilling her with what she needs. And then relationally, it's things like grooming, it's things like snuggles with her, it's things like brushing her teeth, even so that she feels that one-to-one connection. Sometimes I'll feed her from my hand so that she builds that relationship with us. And she's building relationship through the consistency of our language, all five of us, as well as the simplicity of our language. So that all of those things help her enrich her life a little bit. Your future you is no different. Your future you will thrive on holistic enrichment, right? It'll thrive on growth. It'll thrive on challenges. See, we're so much in the hustle that we burn out, fade away. I'd rather burn out than fade away, sucker. That we do all of these things because we're not actually aligned and we're to our future self, and we're not embodying the living of our future self. And we might be overfeeding ourselves or overstimulating ourselves in one area, like physical, while starving ourselves in another, like spiritual or mental or relational, right? We might be overfeeding the professional side of who we are and totally neglecting the relational side. We might be, I think you get the point. I don't need to keep repeating. The question I have for you is, because this whole week was about training, not only my dog, but ourselves, and training our relationships, especially our business relationships. This whole week has been about building routines. This whole week has been about simplifying our communication. This whole week has been about honoring our wiring, honoring our personality types. And now we're talking about enriching our lives in all four areas: spiritual, physical, relational, professional. So the question I have for you is, are you honoring yourself? Are you actually working to enrich yourself? There's a reason we talk about the 4 eyes. There's a reason I run the Entrepreneur Bible Study for people who want to be spiritually fed every Monday. That's a live thing, entrepreneuribiblestudy.com, if you want to join us there. There's a reason why we have the Called to Success Academy for those who want to enrich their mental skills, their professional skills, sales, marketing, etc. There's a reason we have those things in place, but also the Future You training, the Future You 5-Day, futureyou5day.com, by the way, if you're interested. Yeah, it sounds like I'm plugging all my stuff, but guys, I'm not plugging my stuff so that I can make more money. I'm plugging my stuff because I actually care about you increasing every day in your 4 eyes, right? It is the winning game plan for life, increasing one in your eye number 1, insights. What you learn, the revelation you receive every day so that you would enrich your life spiritually and mentally. 2, that you would increase in your imagination of who you are, what's possible for you in the future you that could become in your present. Number 3, that you would increase in your intention. That is how you planned to expand today intentionally. And number 4, increase in your impact. That is the relationships that you have, the positive impact you have on the world. So may you increase today in your insight, your imagination, your intention, and your impact. Put that winning game plan in place. Be consistent in your messaging to yourself and to the world. Be simple in your messaging to yourself and to the world. Remember how you are wired. It comes from the wolf, but it's also inside of you. Remember this from all of this week. You are bred to do certain things, and if we can tap into that, then you can accelerate even more quickly to the future you that you are called to be. And ultimately, my friend, be sure and enrich your life every day. That's all I got for you. I hope this was a fun week for you. I had a great time with these episodes. Have a championship day.
Thanks for listening to my dad's podcast. For more tools, go to dallasdailyshow.com. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.